What's up, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Sting, and we're returning to The Dream of the Blue Turtles, 1985. Luca wants in on the action, maybe, she's hovering, she's thinking about it. But once again, big thank you to Stephan, who has provided this album, and also to Michaela, who provided the Fields of Gold Greatest Hits CD that we've been going through in alternation with this album. But yes, the next song on the Dream of the Blue Turtles album is Consider Me Gone. Am I remembering that correctly? Yes, Consider Me Gone. Which, I don't know, sounds like a declaration of intent to depart, to separate, to be here, wherever that is, literally and or emotionally, and I imagine maybe both, to be impending. Their departure is at hand. And yes, so if the declaration of intent to leave is so clear and blunt, then I'm guessing there's been a breakdown in relations already. And the idea of the person saying, think and act as if I'm already gone is perhaps an indication of how far that has fallen apart. Now, I could maybe conceive of scenarios you would say it in which the feelings would be different. Like, oh, you want me to go do that? Consider me gone. I'm already on my way. But yeah, I think a more likely interpretation is that this is an indication that the end is already here. There's just the formal process of packing up and leaving, which again could be more literal or emotional / figurative, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's actually both. In any case, let's listen and I'll see what I can catch. This is Sting. The song is Consider Me Gone, and it's from his 1985 album, The Dream of the Blue Turtles. I'm suddenly trying to remember if it's plural. Yes, it is in fact plural.
Of whatever was there. There were cupboards of patience, there were shelf loads of care, but whoever came calling found nobody there. After today, consider
to say about the sonics and the stylings of the tune, but the first thing I'll note is that it's a rare tune that both fades in and fades out. Fade outs are common, but fade ins are more rare, and yeah, so this one starts very quiet and then builds up in volume over the first, 10, 15, 20 seconds, and then it fades out over the last 10, 15, 20 seconds. So I feel like songs that both have a fade in and a fade out are probably less common. In any case, very stripped down, minimal jazz stylings, maybe a bit of soul, but most fundamentally I would call that jazz. And again, a very minimalist, simple arrangement. I mean, certainly dynamic parts. The bass is sort of pulsing away, and one of the hits of the bass line is very deep and full, and then there's sort of light, tapping hi-hats, and the drums are, again, pretty stripped down, but very florid in their percussive rhythms, and not only a little dancing piano line, but some more like electric organ style chords in there, and then definitely a little swanky saxophone, not burning the house down, not taking over the tune, but a significant voice in the conversation of the sonics of the tune. And people who know my channel, who know my interests, will be aware I'm very fond of any type of saxophone, and in this case I think the writing for it is very nice. Apparently she's tired of my outro. But yes, ultimately the saxophone a nice part. I was wondering at the very beginning, it's like, wait, it's brass of some kind, maybe that's like a trumpet or something, but no, I do think that was a saxophone. Lyrically, I'm not clear here, but I don't think it's what I was considering in advance. I don't think it's like a declaration to a former lover that, you know what, consider me gone, I'm out of here. It feels more like philosophical life arc type rumination or articulation. And then I think there was a reference to like a therapist, and I think he was saying like, it's okay to seek for or strive for perfection, but if you're trying to find heaven, some utopian ideal, then you're actually going to be stuck in hell, because you're never really going to find it. It's always going to be out of your grasp, and the frustration or the difficulty of that dynamic will be ironically hellish. So yeah, it felt more, again, like about his own trajectory, but maybe as he sees it and as it might be seen from outside. Now maybe there was an element there about a former relationship. I think maybe there was like a physical location, the idea of, moving, and that could be more like not getting stuck or ossified, but instead trying to remain agile and looking out for new possibilities, new destinations. But yeah, lyrically, I was trying to catch up to this one, and I'm not quite sure what was happening. I enjoy Sting's vocal performance. It's not huge, but there's some emotion, there's some expression in some of the delivery along the way. So it kind of fit the stylings of the song, where it's pretty laid back, and yet there's a lot of expression in the delivery. So yes, I did enjoy this one. I am curious what's happening here thematically. Once again, big shout out to Stephan for sharing this album. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.